It's actually the end of a bunch of
swan song.
Yeah.
Now, like when it comes to writing a Foxy Shazam song, like what would you say is the main or like the sources for like lyrical inspiration on this album? Because if I spend one more week with the line "Life is a bitch, but she's totally doable" in my head, I might just like drive my car off the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's just so catchy, and sometimes you guys like there are these lines that like if I was just sitting down and reading through, I'd be like, I have no idea what's happening.
Well, promise
but then
me.
it like just like rattles in your brain forever. And it's so
Yeah.
I really get into how the style works.
Well, thank you.
Where does this come from?
And you're actually talking to the right guys because me and Alex are the ones who write all the lyrics in the band. But just do me a favor and promise me that you won't drive your car off.
Like the worst moment ever. I knew album stores this week and someone already was like, no!
Don't drive, don't.
Promise.
Okay?
Promise.
Okay.
But,
Anyway, me and Alex wrote the lyrics to that song, Bye Bye Symphony. And that's just what we think life is. It's like, it defines life completely. It's life is silly, life is goofy, but at the same time you can kind of sit down and think about it for a while and it becomes serious. That line is awesome because most people on the first listen will think, they'll completely disregard it and say, this is a goofy line. It's funny, I laugh at it. But if you really sit down and think about it,
It's much deeper.
it's completely true, and it's not sophomoric. It's very, very serious. We didn't write that line to be funny. We wrote that line to be completely serious. That's how we feel life is. Life's a bitch, but she's totally doable.
Yeah. Life can be mean and harsh and not give you the things that you want, but it doesn't matter. You can still get through it.
You can fail. You can fail tests. You can fail. You can get eaten by a shark.
Yep.
You can
You can drive your car off a cliff.
You can drive your car off a cliff. You can get hooked to drugs. You can get hooked to alcohol. You can have bad parents. You can have a good parent. There's so many different ways to look at life, and that line just kind of defines it all for us, for me and him, and the rest of the band.
Well, it's a great song. Definitely want to check out.
Thank you, and that also defines the album as a whole. It's just it walks that line. This album walks that line very, very carefully.
Now, on your tours right now, how much of the new album is getting into a live act? I've seen videos of Wanna Be an Angel, obviously, doing one that's been coming up.
Well, on this tour, we're playing a lot of new stuff. Getting it under our belt and stuff.
We're playing a lot of new stuff, but at the same time, we're playing a lot of old stuff, just to let people know that we're still Foxy Shazam. This is just the next record of Foxy Shazam. People always get turned off when bands do things new, but that's stupid. Why? Like, what do you want me to make the same record twice? You'd probably be pretty upset if they made a Titanic Part 2. It wouldn't be very interesting. The ship can only sink once. The ship sank, and now we build a new one, and here we are.
It's an interesting metaphor.
Thanks.
For what's been a pretty successful period. Look at it as the sunken ship on the second attempt.
Yeah, the ship sinks, and then you just build a new one. Don't make a part 2 about the same ship that sank. It's at the bottom of the ocean. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Not everything needs a sequel.
Yeah.
Or a remake.
Yeah. Start a new one.
Now, there's a couple bands left.
Tim Burton, start a new movie. Make a new movie. Don't stop making Alice in Wonderland. Stop making Willy Wonka. Just make a new movie. Make a new movie.
That's all we're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, Tim Burton.
Be original.
Yeah. Your movies are great. Just make a movie that's you.
Now, we have a couple of bands tonight before you guys go on stage. What is the pre-performance Foxy Shazam routine? What do you guys do right before you get on stage?
Absolutely nothing.
Now, I've heard rumors that a couple of you guys like to do a couple shots maybe before hitting the stage.
Well, I mean,
sometimes whiskey isn't a bad thing. A little bit. Just
a little bit's not a bad thing.
For your vocal cords.
You know what I
We're
think?
not going out of control.
You know what I think it is? I think a couple of the members in this band are inspired completely by Pantera. And Dimebag Darrell always said that, you should take a shot before you go on stage. So I think that's where that rumor comes from. But for the most part, that's definitely not something we rely on. I think the biggest thing for us is just to kind of get in the spirit of things. The spirit is a big thing for this band.
I definitely think there's a image of Foxy Shazam as like a big party band. So that would kind of be an interesting question to review because like there's so much fun to the music that it obviously alludes to whatever.
Yeah. Here's an interesting thing, okay? A lot of people say that image is nothing, it's all about the music, who cares, wear whatever you wear, do whatever you do, whatever. But that's not the case. Take it from me, I swear to God, image is just as important as the music, and I'll tell you why. It's not so that people in the mall will like your music because of the fit of pants you wear. That's not the reason. The reason is because it's a whole lot easier to understand a sound if you can see it. If you can see what a sound looks like, you get the sound better. If you can see what anything looks like, you get it better, you know? If you hear something on the radio, you don't understand it as much as if you saw it on MTV. That's why MTV was so significant to music, is because you could see what the music looks like, and that's an important part of music. It's just as important as the sound, the way you look. It's the same thing. Look in music, sound, and taste. Yeah.
Smell it.
Smell,
The way you
smell, the way you taste, the way you look, and the way that you sound. It's all just important. It's all so important. Don't ignore any. If you're in a band, let me just tell you, make sure you focus on every aspect of your band.
It's very obvious, and I think in the visual representation and music, it's very obvious. There's a lot of time and effort put into every little aspect of it.
Yeah,
everything seems just how you want it to be.
Exactly, for sure.
That's pretty admirable. A lot of bands just have to stick with it as you guys have and keep evolving it. It's commendable. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations. You deserve to be commended. Now, I can hear the other band's going to go on, so let's get to future plans. After next week, album comes out, stream it on the site, this tour wraps up, what's next?
I'll tell you what's next. Our ultimate goal as a band is to go down in history, to be the biggest band in the world, go down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, doing what we do. And I know that we're a long way from that goal, but this next record is a good step in that direction, and there is nothing else besides that ultimate goal. That's at the end of the tunnel. Whatever else comes is fine, but that's where we're going to be in the future. That is our future.
Anything that happens next is just the next stepping stone to get to that goal.
Yeah.
So
Eyes on the prize situation.
We're going to be doing a lot of stuff this summer. We're going to be completely busy supporting the record, so you'll see us. You'll be seeing a lot of us.
Well, these guys will be all over this summer. Make sure you catch them. I've heard nothing but great things about their live show. I'm going to actually see it for the first time myself tonight. Pretty excited in person anyways. Make sure you pick up the album next week. It is unbelievably good. It's so great. It's very unique. It's original. I want to stop boosting your egos now. But good job, guys.
Thanks, man.
Definitely pick it up. We'll be streaming on the site if you want to check it out beforehand. Also on their MySpace. Befriend them, follow them, whatever. They're very friendly, talk back types. And thanks for tuning in. This has been James for UTG TV.
Thank you.
bye.
See you later.